guys, so in today's video, I'm going to be going through my beauty empties. I actually have quite a bit here, so we have a lot to go through. Of course, the products that I'm talking about will be linked below for you for your reference, including discount codes, the makeup that I am wearing. So let's dive right in and let's start off with that first empty. The first empty is by Timeless. This is their 20% vitamin C serum. You guys know that I've been talking about this for years here on my channel, and it's one of my favorite formulations because it works really quickly. It gives that nice glow to the skin. It helps to fade dark spots and post-acne marks. It's very thin and lightweight. Your skin absorbs it really nicely, and it always layers up nicely with other skincare products, including your makeup. So if I am not using my vitamin C in my morning routine, then I am using copper peptides, and I did tell you guys that many times in the past. So sometimes I will do a full week of vitamin C in my morning routine, and then maybe the following week I might do a full week of copper peptides, and I alternate like that. But vitamin C is always a part of my skincare routine in some sort of way because it really is a great product to give that nice brighter complexion, but it also helps to target signs of aging at the same time. So this is the 20%. They do have a 10% option, especially if you have more of that sensitive skin type. And I do like to keep this in the fridge to prolong the life of it, as this is a pure form of vitamin C, so it does tend to oxidize fairly quickly. So once you've opened this up, you want to use it up as quickly as possible. And there are different size options and different price points as well. So this is quite affordable, and a little bit goes a long way. This will last a decent length of time. I have an empty Cocoa-Kind Ceramide Barrier Serum. This is a great product to use when your skin is sensitive, when it's dry. Maybe you want to use it when you're using active ingredients to really help nourish and condition the skin. It really helps to keep that skin barrier nice and strong as well. And it really is one of my favorites from the drugstore, and it works really, really well. So now that fall is here and winter is around the corner, this would be a great product to have in your collection, especially when you need it, because I don't know about you, but when the furnace is on, my skin gets very tight. It can become quite rosy and irritated. So this has that nice milky consistency that just helps to keep the skin so comfortable, but also really hydrated and repaired at the same time. So if you're looking for a good drugstore option, honestly, I recommend this 100%. And of course, I will be picking up another one as well. I have a Versed Day Dissolve Cleansing Balm. Now this is a really nice option if you're looking for something that you can easily get at the drugstore. This works very similar to the Pharmacy Green Clean Cleansing Balm and some of the other cleansing balms that I've used in the past. This honestly doesn't work any different. This one does leave a little bit of a film on the skin. I did find that, but I actually don't mind that because I always go in with a double cleanse with another cleanser to ensure that my skin is really clean. So once you do that, then of course that film goes away. And this does have fragrance, so unfortunately if you are sensitive to fragrance, this does have eucalyptus oil. And I mean, it smells nice, but I know that can be alarming for some skin types, so keep that in mind. But it really is a great option, and it melts everything off really nicely, especially waterproof mascara, lip stains, stubborn sunscreens. This does a great job. So I would consider purchasing this again. I actually don't need to pick up one at the moment because I do have a couple of Pharmacy Green Cleans that I need to use up first. But yeah, I really like it, and I would definitely go back to this in the near future. I have a Summer Fridays Shade Drops. This is their Mineral Milk Sunscreen with an SPF 30. Honestly, this is my go-to sunscreen. I feel like I reach for this the most over everything else that I have in my sunscreen collection. If I am not using this one, then I am using some type of Color Science SPF. Of course, I have a lot of favorites when it comes to sunscreens, and I did share my favorites back in the spring. I will leave that video below for you if you want to see it. But for some reason, I just really love the formula and the consistency of this because it's like a serum texture. It's milky, it spreads nicely, and it keeps your skin comfortable and hydrated for the entire day, but also it wears nice underneath makeup. My makeup never separates halfway through the day. My makeup stays in place, and it does give your skin this nice glow as well. So it looks skin-like, but with a little bit of that glow, and I just feel like that's beautiful, and it's just so easy to use as well. Now, the only thing I will say is that this is not water resistant. I wish it was. I hope that they come out with a water resistant formulation because if we're gonna be near water and we're gonna be sweating a lot, we need that option. So that is the only downfall here, but this is great for everyday errands and great to wear to the office. So yes, I bought another one. I am already using it. And honestly, if you haven't tried this before, it's really good. Next is the Dermatology Advanced Neck Cream, one of my favorites from Dermatology, but this is also one of my go-to neck creams because this is extremely moisturizing and repairing, but it really does work to soften those fine lines that we can get on our neck area. Now, when it comes to the neck, I feel like this is one of the first places that we see that starts to age quicker because there is less oil glands on our neck compared to our face. So it's really important to treat our neck and chest area, no different than the face, but using products that you can tolerate well too. Now, this one doesn't have a retinol in it, but it does have multiple peptides, which of course help to soften fine lines, help produce new collagen, and to firm the skin. But there's also ceramides in here to really help keep that skin barrier nice and strong. But ceramides also help to prevent transepidermal water loss, and that's really important when it comes to the neck area because again, we have less oil glands, so we really want to keep that moisture in the skin, especially in this region. And this also has sweet almond oil as well. So very moisturizing. I actually use this every day, twice a day. If I'm not using this, there are a few other neck creams that I like to use as well, but this has been my go-to all summer long and it never disappoints. So if you're looking for a good neck cream, something that you can get 20% off with, and of course I do have a discount code that you can use as well, and that applies to anything on the Dermatology website, but it really is a beautiful formulation. The Dr. Dennis Gross Derminfusions Fill Plus Repair Serum is another one that I am obsessed with. I have talked about this a few times on my channel, and I feel like I could go through a bottle of this every month. That's how much I love it. That's how much I use it when it's opened. So I will use this in the morning if I'm not using vitamin C, and sometimes I will even use this at nighttime when I am not using my tretinoin. This is exceptional for so many skin concerns. It really helps to get rid of texture. It really helps to give that smooth, brighter look to your skin. There are AHAs in here, and there's also peptides, and it's just a wonderful formulation for signs of aging. So if you love the brand and you want something that has multiple ingredients to target multiple skin concerns, honestly, give this a try. Try it at least once. I know it's pretty expensive, but if you have the funds for it and you feel like trying something new, try it once, come back and let me know how you liked it, because I've mentioned this before and I'm going to mention it again. When I first started using this, within 3 days of use, the texture that I had on my skin, especially on my chin, was completely diminished. So this really helped to give my skin more of that smoother, brighter look, and I was so impressed with that within 3 days of use. So it really works quickly in my opinion, and it's also really effective. So yes, of course, I did pick up another one. Speaking of Dr. Dennis Gross, I have the Advanced Retinol Plus Ferulic Triple Correction Eye Serum. This has lasted a really, really long time, and it's mainly because I do have a few eye serums that I like to use, and I do like to switch things up all the time. That's why this lasted so long. But not only that, if you were to purchase this and have this be your only eye serum for both your morning and nighttime routine or just once a day, this will last a really long time because all you need is the littlest pump, and that amount will do both of your eyes. It has this nice jelly consistency and it just spreads really nicely around the eye area. And when it comes to the eye area, you don't need a lot of product. You don't need a lot of serum, and you don't need a lot of eye cream either. A little bit goes a long way. And so with this one here, this is great for signs of aging, to soften fine lines, to firm the skin around the eyes. It also helps to target puffiness and dark circles and texture. But if you are prone to milia and you tend to get them a lot like myself, this would be a great serum to use to prevent milia. But also if you do have some milia right now, this will actually get rid of it in time. And that's why I am so consistent with this, and this is why I keep purchasing this serum, because I am prone to milia. And since being consistent with this and another eye serum that I have as well, I don't experience milia anymore. And milia is terrible because they take forever to go away. And if they don't go away on their own, then of course you need to see a dermatologist to get it removed. So I'm just telling you, if you are prone to milia, this is a great one to use every day, either twice a day or once a day. It has retinol, it has bakuchiol in here, there's some AHAs. Honestly, there are so many anti-aging ingredients in here, along with ingredients to keep the skin nice and hydrated and plump. So yes, I did purchase another one. I have an Empty Topicals Ingrown Tonic. I actually purchased this during the Sephora Spring Savings event, and I'm just finishing it now. This lasted all summer long, and I did use this every single day, especially on the backs of my thighs, because like I've mentioned in the past, I do get a lot of ingrown hairs and bumps on the backs of my thighs, and this worked really well to keep the skin on the backs of my thighs smooth. I didn't have one ingrown hair this entire summer because I was using this once a day, every single day. This is great to use on your bikini line. This is also great to use if you're somebody that has a beard and you shave a lot and you get ingrowns on your neck. This of course would be great to use to roll on in that area. Sean used this a few times on his neck area and it worked really well to get rid of those bumps and irritation. This has zinc, niacinamide, glycolic acid, and salicylic acid. So all of these ingredients really help to eliminate irritation, but also to remove bumps and ingrown hairs. This is great as a preventative as well. So even if you don't have any ingrown hairs at the moment, but you are prone to them, use it even when you don't have the problem, because this will just prevent the issue from arising down the road. So this is amazing, and I did pick up another one. The Drunk Elephant Proteiny Polypeptide Cream is the next Empty. Honestly, I am really obsessed with this. I used to use this a couple years ago. When I first started my YouTube channel, I talked a lot about Drunk Elephant in general, but especially this product. And then of course, as the years and months go on, I start trying different things, and then I stop using the products that I did love to make room for the new products. And now I'm back using this again. And honestly, this is one of the best peptide creams on the market. Yes, it's expensive. It really is expensive, but this has 9 types of peptides, so great for anti-aging, but it also has this very lightweight texture that keeps the skin comfortable. It keeps the skin super moisturized. And I have combination skin, and even during the winter months, like my skin can become quite dry and tight. This is still enough moisture to keep my skin comfortable. So whether you have dry skin, whether you have oily combination skin, honestly, I feel like this is great for all skin types. Of course, the packaging is really nice. You just push down on the button to dispense that perfect amount for your face and your neck. And I really like it. So of course, I did purchase another one a little while ago actually, because I did finish this maybe a month ago, and I really do recommend it if you haven't tried it. I have an Empty Aveeno. This is the Restorative Skin Therapy Repairing Cream. Now this little sample was given to me by my dermatologist a couple of months ago, and I like to go once a year just to get my skin looked at to make sure that my moles look good, and then of course to get a prescription for tretinoin and my azelaic acid. And I was chatting with him and I said, you know, my hands are always dry. What cream would you recommend for dry hands or just dry skin in general? He says, try this. This is excellent for dryness. So this has a prebiotic oat. There is also aloe in here and provitamin B5. It's extremely moisturizing. It's also very repairing. And when you have this on your skin, whether it's on your body or your hands, there is this barrier that's left on your skin and you can feel it. So it doesn't feel filmy, but it just has this nice barrier, like it's almost like a sealant to prevent moisture from evaporating from your skin. So this truly keeps that moisture in the skin. It prevents transepidermal water loss, but it also really helps to repair dry skin. This worked amazing on my hands to the point where I went and purchased a full size of it, and it comes in a pump. So of course you can use this all over your body or just on areas that are very dry and cracked and flaky. This does the job well. So this is going to be a lifesaver for fall and winter because my hands are a lot worse in the fall and winter, and this is exceptional. So if you love Aveeno and you need something that is really moisturizing, try this. I have a Sol de Janeiro Bum Dia Bright Cream. This is one of my favorite scents from Sol de Janeiro. If I'm not using this, then I am using the Bum Bum Cream, and I also really like the coconut one as well. But this one is my favorite scent, especially now that we're coming into the colder season. I just feel like this has a little bit of that spiciness to it, but it still smells a little fruity at the same time. And it smells even better when it's on your skin, and then it lingers throughout the day. This is by far the best. So if you haven't tried the Bum Dia scent, I highly recommend. I really do. I have the fragrance mist as well, which I do use quite a bit, but I feel like the cream stays on your skin a lot longer in terms of the scent. So if you want to smell amazing for the entire day and all night long, use this one, or use this and spray the mist on top of this for that longevity. Honestly, you'll get so many compliments because every time I wear this scent, I get so many compliments, and I also really love this scent as well. So yes, I bought another one. I had a sample of the RMS Beauty Radiance Locking Primer, and I didn't really like this. I did receive this through Sephora, and I redeemed 100 points for it. And to be honest with you, I wish I could get my 100 points back because this did not wow me. I honestly felt like this didn't work at all. I will say it is a hydrating primer, but that's it. It didn't make my makeup last any longer, and it's not like my face looked absolutely flawless. It honestly did nothing for my skin other than just to add a little bit more hydration. So if you're looking for a primer and you were looking at this, honestly, I didn't like it. I wouldn't recommend it. I feel like there is better out there. So no, I will not be purchasing this in the future. I have an empty Dr. Dennis Gross. These are the Alpha Beta Ultra Gentle Daily Peels. And I love these peels. They have 3 strengths. So this is the gentle one, then of course they have the universal one, and then they have an extra strength. I have used all of them. This one is great for those that are more on that sensitive side. But for me personally, I really do like the in-between one, the universal. It's just a little bit stronger, but I feel like it does the job a little bit more in terms of exfoliation and giving that brighter complexion. This still did a good job. I just felt like my skin didn't look and feel the same as the universal and the extra strength. But if you want something that is more gentle, something that you can use maybe more often, then I really do recommend it. You get 2. So this is the neutralizer. The second pad is the neutralizer to bring the pH back to that normal level. And then of course the first one is to exfoliate. It has those AHAs, and there's a lot of other ingredients in it as well, and I have talked about these before, but I mean, I would use this one again for sure, but like I said, I much prefer to use the other 2 strengths. I have an empty Lancome Lash Idole mascara. This has been my go-to all summer long. I was also using this a lot during the springtime as well. If I'm not using this, then of course I love my beloved Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara. But to be honest with you, I feel like this one is a little bit better than the Ilia. This one gives great length and separation. It's easy to remove at the end of the day, and I don't get raccoon eyes either. So I really like this one a lot, and yes, I did purchase another one. I finished another Way hand wash. I feel like I share this quite a bit in my empty videos. If it's not every empty video, it's like every other empty video. This is my go-to for the bathroom. I love this hand soap so much, not only because it smells incredible, but it does a really good job to exfoliate the hands as well, as there is a little bit of that grit to it. So it helps to exfoliate, but it doesn't make your hands look and feel dry and tight. It's actually quite moisturizing, believe it or not, and it's my go-to. So I did pick up another one a little while ago. This is 16 fluid ounces, so 474 mils of product. It does last a fairly long time. I would say maybe 2 months, maybe a little bit longer than that, depending on how often you're using it. But this is really nice. So moving on to the Ordinary products here, of course, I always have Empties when it comes to this brand. So I have 1 amino acids plus B5. You guys know this is a great hydrating serum. I use it every day, twice a day. It's literally my favorite. I also have an empty buffet plus copper peptides 1%. So again, if I'm not using the timeless vitamin C serum in my morning routine, or let's say I'm not using that Dr. Dennis Gross serum, then I am using a copper peptide of some kind, and the one from The Ordinary really is lovely and it's one of my faves. I also have an empty Ordinary multi-peptide lash and brow serum. Now, I did share a couple of videos on this already last year, some before and afters, and I did say to you guys that I was going to try this again on my eyebrows, and to be honest with you, I honestly feel like this doesn't work on my brows. It really doesn't. I didn't see anything different with my brows. I did tell you guys that I do have a little bit of sparseness in this thicker part of my brow, and I honestly didn't see any new hair growth. This is supposed to create more of that denser, fuller look, and I didn't see that with the brows. So this was a flop for me, but I'm not going to say anything bad about it, because if it doesn't work for me, it doesn't mean that it won't work for you. We're all different and products work differently on all of us. So you may have a lot of success with this, but for me personally, it just didn't work. And I have an empty glucoside foaming cleanser. This was one of their newest launches this year, and this was one of my go-tos during the summer months because it's very foamy. It really lathers nicely. It gives that nice cleanse without stripping the skin, without creating that dryness and that tightness with the skin. So this is really good for those that have oily combination skin, but even if you have normal or dry skin, I still feel like you're going to like this because again, it doesn't strip and dry out the skin, and it keeps your skin nice and comfortable. This never burned my eyes, and sometimes cleansers can get into our eyes when we're cleansing. This does not burn the eyes whatsoever, especially from my experience with this. So this is a very gentle formulation that I feel would be great for sensitive skin as well. And the last 2 empty products is from Neod. So I have an empty copper amino white slate serum. So this is their copper peptide, and this is very similar to The Ordinary buffet plus copper peptides 1%. I should mention that they have renamed that serum to multi-peptide plus copper peptides 1%. So the serum that I shared with you is the old packaging, but the formula is the exact same, just so you know. So this one is very similar to The Ordinary, but they do contain different ingredients, and the texture of this is more like water, whereas the one from The Ordinary is more like a jelly. The one from The Ordinary I do feel like is a little bit more moisturizing on the skin, but they both spread nicely across the skin. There's no paling whatsoever. And I do feel like the Neod one works a little bit quicker from the experience that I have had with the 2, but you can't go wrong with either one. So yes, I will be continuing on with this for sure. And the last product is the Neod Fractionated Eye Contour Concentrate. So this serum I have talked about a lot. It has a lot of anti-aging ingredients. There's a lot of peptides in here. There's antioxidants in here as well. So great for fine lines and wrinkles, great for texture, puffiness, and dark circles, and it really does work. I have been using this just as long as the Dr. Dennis Gross eye serum that I mentioned earlier on. So if I'm not using the Dr. Dennis Gross eye serum, then I am using this. And if I'm not using this, there's the one from The Ordinary that I am using as well. So I do have a few that I do like to switch back and forth with, but this one really does work in terms of softening fine lines. It really helps to give that brighter look around the eye area as well. So if you have dark circles, I feel like you may really like this. There is niacinamide in here, which can help with dark circles, and it's fabulous. So yes, of course, I will be continuing on with this one as well. So those are my current beauty empties. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and that you found it helpful, and hopefully I was able to introduce you to something new today. Again, everything will be linked below for you. If you have any questions in regards to any one of these products, please let me know and I will get back with you as soon as I can. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And of course, I will see you all in the next video. So take care, and I will see you all then. Bye guys.